Myself Jyoti, and this is first lecture of wave motion in one dimension. So first of all, what is wave? When we talk about wave it is a periodic disturbance traveling in a medium with a finite velocity. And how the energy is transferred from one particle to another. Whether the particle it is actually moving from one position to another, it is not so. When a wave is propagated in a medium, each particle in a medium vibrates about its mean position, and the disturbance is handed over from one particle to another. Thus, energy is transferred from one particle to another, but the particles themselves are not moving from one position to another. What is wave motion? Transfer of energy from one point of medium to another, that is nothing but called as wave motion. We have examples of wave motion, various forms of energy like light energy, thermal energy, thermal radiation of sun, radio waves from broadcasting station, x-rays, gamma rays, get transmitted through space in the form of wave motion. Whenever we talk about that wave, it is propagating through a medium. That medium, it should possess certain properties, like it should have a property of elasticity, then inertia, and it should have a negligible frictional resistance. Characteristics of the wave motion. Wave motion, it is a periodic disturbance in the medium by the repeated periodic motion of the particles. When we talk about wave, only the wave travels forwards while the particles of the medium vibrate about its mean position. There is a regular phase change between various particles of the medium, that and the velocity of wave is different from the velocity with which the particles of the medium are vibrating simple harmonically. So this means that wave velocity, it is constant, it is uniform, but particle velocity, it is different, it is variable. Now, there are two types of wave motions. One is transverse wave motion, second is longitudinal wave motion. When we talk about transverse wave, in transverse wave, the particles of the medium which are performing simple harmonic motion, they vibrate in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. That is transverse wave. In transverse wave, we have alternate crest and troughs. So the top point of the wave at the maximum distance from mean position, that is called as a crest, while the point at the maximum distance below the mean position, that is called as trough. Now, when we talk about longitudinal wave, in case of longitudinal wave, the particles of the medium, they vibrate in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of wave. So that is longitudinal wave. And longitudinal wave, it consists of alternate compressions and rarefactions. So that means in longitudinal wave, we have a volume deformation of the medium, and that is how this longitudinal wave, it can be propagated in solids, liquids, and gases. Now, what is progressive wave? If there is a wave which advances in a medium such that vibration never returns to the origin of disturbance, then such a wave is called as progressive wave, or it is also called as forward wave, which is moving only in forward direction but not in backward direction. So consider this wave. Now, this is a wave. See, this is a wave, and we know that this distance of one wave, this is equals to lambda, which is nothing but the wavelength of a wave. Now here we are considering there is a point P at a distance x from A. If you check point A, B, C, they are in the same state of motion. So we can say that all these 3 points A, B and C, they are in phase with each other. So the displacement of a particle in a medium at t is given by y equals to a sine omega t. We know that omega, it is nothing but 2 pi by t. So we can replace this omega by 2 pi by t, and we will get a sine 2 pi by t into t. The particles at A, B, C are points are in same state of vibration, hence they are in phase. And suppose we assume that let x be the particle, let x be the distance traveled by the wave to reach point P from A, and the phase difference is alpha equals to 2 pi x by lambda. How we are getting this phase difference? We know that for a particular wave, 2 pi phase change, it corresponds to one wavelength. So how much will be the phase change for x distance? So if we cross multiply, we will get alpha equals to 2 pi x upon lambda. So the displacement of the particle at P is given by y equals to a sine omega t minus alpha. We know that omega, it is nothing but 2 pi n, where n is natural frequency and alpha is 2 pi x by lambda. Again, we can take 2 pi by lambda common. So we will get n lambda t over here, because we will multiply by lambda, divide by lambda, and then we can take lambda common. So we will get n lambda t over here, and here when we will take 2 pi by lambda common, we will get only x. So we are getting a sine 2 pi by lambda. N lambda, it is nothing but v, because velocity, it is the product of frequency and wavelength. So we will get vt minus x. A sine 2 pi by lambda, I will take v common, so I will get t, and here there was no v term, so I will have to divide by v. So I will get v in bracket t minus x upon v, and v, it is not v upon lambda, it is nothing but n, so I will get 2 pi n. 2 pi n I can replace with omega. So finally I am getting this equation, y equals to a sine omega into t minus x upon v. This represents equation of progressive wave. Now we will differentiate this equation with respect to t. So we will get a as it is, derivative of sine term, it is cos omega into t minus x upon v. Again derivative of this term with respect to t. So derivative of this will be 0. Derivative of omega t will be omega. So I will get y equals to dy by dt equals to a omega cos omega into t minus x upon v. We know that as y represents the displacement of the particle, dy by dt, rate of change of displacement, that is nothing but the velocity. So this dy by dt, it represents the velocity of the vibrating particle. Now differentiating with respect to t. So to dy by dt term, we are again differentiating. So we are getting d2y upon dt square. So that will be equals to a omega as it is. Derivative of cos term, it will be minus sine of omega into t minus x upon v, and again derivative of this with respect to t, that will be omega. So we will get minus a omega square sine of omega into t minus x upon v. So as dy by dt, it is velocity of the particle, d2y upon dt square, rate of change of velocity, that is nothing but the acceleration. So this represents acceleration of vibrating particle. Now again we have differentiated y with respect to t twice. Now we will differentiate y with respect to x twice. When we take differentiation dy by dx represents nothing but the slope. So this is the slope of displacement curve. So dy by dx will be a as it is. Derivative of sine term, it will be cos of omega into t minus x upon v, and again derivative of this with respect to x. So this term will become 0, and derivative of minus x upon v, it will minus omega into x upon v, it will be omega by v. So that is how I am getting minus a omega upon v cos omega into t minus x upon v. The curvature, when you take d2y upon dx square, that is derivative of slope, that is nothing but the curvature of displacement curve. So that is given by minus a omega upon v as it is. Derivative of cos term, it will be minus sign. Minus minus will become plus. So we will get plus, and again derivative of this, which will be minus omega upon v. So finally we will be getting minus only. So minus a omega square upon v square sine of omega into t minus x upon v. So if you check this, minus a omega square sine of omega t minus x upon v, this is nothing but the d2y upon dt square. So basically we are getting equation d2y upon dx square equals to 1 by v square d2y upon dt square. This represents the differential equation of wave motion. Thank you. Thank you so much.